One of the methods I use to make my videos is something I call video freestyling. Almost all my videos happen. They're spontaneous, they're random, and it's me just kind of throwing ideas against the wall, which happens to be the camera, and seeing what sticks. So I'm gonna go out, shoot a lot, and talk a lot, and then pull out the gems from all of that. Pretty much I'm gonna do a creative puke and pull out like the good little pieces of food to share with you guys. That's the most disgusting analogy and metaphor I've ever made. Let's go find some cool shooting spots. I am in San Francisco. There's trees around me and there's a lamp here. I'm standing on the ground. I'm talking to the camera. That's a warm-up I use to get my creative flow going, because sometimes it's really hard to just start talking in front of a camera. It can feel kind of awkward. What I do is I observe my surrounding area and it kind of gets the engine started. Kickstarts it. Then I can start flowing and then I can start sharing. So today I want to share about the amygdala. Our brain has this little olive-sized thing that pretty much triggers fear, and it was there because we used to have predators that would chase us around and try to kill us, and it got us into a steady state of fear so we could run away and stay safe, so we could propagate our species eventually. But now we live in a very safe society and we're pretty secure, and we don't really need that function anymore. We can leave it behind. We use it when it's absolutely necessary, but we often use it way too much. Humans are naturally biased to negativity. I know I am. I will constantly criticize myself and look for my own flaws and focus on my negativities rather than my positivities. I like to say that I'm an optimist, but it's really easy to fall into that hopeless doom and gloom mode. So I have to be very aware of myself, and I have to be able to kick myself out of it. Most importantly, when I feel like I'm depressed in the morning, that really means that I need to embrace going out and playing like basketball or soccer or exercising, because I don't want to get stuck in those states. It's a state, it's a mind state. And to get stuck in a negative mind state means that you're just gonna have to work extra hard to get out of it. So the easiest thing to do is to just nip it in the bud. So when you're in that negative mind state, just nip it in the bud and go on a run or go play basketball, get out. It's the best way to do it and take care of it. I'm gonna be doing an experiment for, I think I'm gonna do it for 4 weeks, where I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. every single day and see how I feel from doing that. Once I get into a routine and a habit, then it becomes second nature, then it becomes easy. Then I can just wake on up and start my day. Basically, I'm doing this because I want to create time for myself. I feel like I am always rushing to get things done. So if I wake up at 5 a.m., that means I have almost like 4 hours of extra time to myself. That's my time to do my things and focus on myself. And I can take it slow. I don't have to rush in the shower. I don't have to rush for breakfast. I don't have to rush for reading time, because I've created that time for myself. A lot of people have been doing the melatonin pills to help them go to sleep. I think that this reverse in thinking, like, why don't you just set a time to wake up and always wake up at that one time no matter what? I think that's more effective, because at least from my experience, when I wake up at the same time every single day, it domino effects to everything else, and by the time it's like 7, 8, 9 p.m. I'm already exhausted because I'd woken up so early and I'm just kind of like drained. My battery's fully drained, and a lot of people who sleep in, their battery doesn't get fully drained, so when they go to sleep at night they still have so much energy, and then what do? Well, I know what I do. I get on my phone, I start watching YouTube, watch porn, whatever it is. I have to quit porn, and that's what keeps me up, and that's what ruins me, and that's a bad habit. So I think that waking up at 5 a.m. is a keystone habit for me, and it's gonna work wonders, and I'm gonna fill you guys in on how it does throughout this week. One thing I noticed that really messes me up is hesitation. When I hesitate, that's when things go wrong and I lose momentum. Like, hesitation's the fucking worst. And To break out of that hesitation is just to take action, is just to start doing something. Like for me, I just have to start creating, otherwise nothing happens. It's like, imagine a person who is a master book writer. That's called an author. But imagine if all their life they just waited for inspiration to write that book. Well, then there would just be no book. There would just be no book at all. So what they have to do, and it seems so weird in the moment, is just to start writing. And for me, my dream is to be so good at storytelling and so good at making film. In order to do that, I just have to start filming. I have to just start talking. And in the moment, I feel completely ridiculous. Like, what do I know? What gives me the right to share my ideas and my advice? I'm just a Noah. I'm just such a small little person who has no power at all. Those are the thoughts going on in my head because of the negativity, because of all the doubt, because of all the bullying and whatever bullshit has happened in my life. But I have to break through that, and I have to move forward, and I have to create, and I have to be myself and follow my own dreams. I can't listen to other people because other people just want to push me down. That's bullshit, right? There's a lot of people who get off at pushing other people down, and it's not their fault. It's because humans are wired to be negative. We are naturally wired to be negative, but we have to break out. We have to break out of that. We have to be positive and love ourselves and push each other up, push ourselves up, and most of all, follow our dreams, because that's what matters the most. Life is so short, you die tomorrow. So for me, it's just doing it, taking the steps, taking the actions, beginning. It doesn't matter if I begin well, it doesn't matter if I begin poorly. As long as I began, that's what matters. I don't know what to say. But it's kind of like a freestyle every single day. You gotta put something out into the world so the world can play with what your ideas have to say. I've gone through pain, I've gone through the suffering to learn. I'm a curious being, and I always want to know more. I do not have any fear. That's what makes me fall over and over again, because I keep making mistakes. But I keep getting up, and I always fail again and again and again, and people laugh at me, and people call me silly. It doesn't matter, because I'm following my dreams. I'm doing what I love. I'm not wasting a second of my life. I want to help others connect with themselves, because I can see that every individual has that capacity to be a master of themselves, to master thyself, like I am becoming a master of myself. That's what's gonna make me successful. That's what's gonna make me big. I'll keep doing it. You dig? I bring life to the words I say. Every word I say, I bring a soul and a spirit to it that other words don't have. That's the beauty with art. The best art has a soul. The best art has a spirit to it. Van Gogh had a dad who was a preacher at the church. Van Gogh wanted to follow what his dad did. So when he was young, he became a preacher, and he followed the Bible like a gospel. And he gave away all his money, all his possessions, and he went to live with the beggar and the squalors. He took it so literally, so word for word. His brother got concerned and was worried that Van Gogh was not doing well. So he brought him back and recommended that he start doing art. So Van Gogh came back and became an artist and started painting. But he did not want to paint still lifes. He didn't want to paint models who just sat there for you to paint them. He wanted to paint the farmers. He wanted to paint the workers. He wanted to paint people in action. So he didn't have a video camera, and he didn't have a camera at all to capture those movements in people. So what he had to do is use his imagination and infuse the movement into his paintings. He was an impressionist. He infused change into a still painting. Van Gogh did something amazing there. I infused change into my words. My words may mean one thing today, but they may mean something completely different tomorrow. And they may mean something completely different to you or you or you. Anyone watching. I put my heart and soul into these videos. Everything I got, I put into these videos. These videos are more than videos. They're art. They're me expressing myself truly with no fear. No fear. no self-judgment. But once these videos are out there, they're no longer mine. They belong to the world. I make videos not for myself. I make videos for humanity. I want to give more of myself than I take from this world. I want to give all myself in these videos, so I can become part of the world, so I can express myself fully without holding back, without holding myself back, letting myself fully go. And that's how I want to express myself. I want to release my energy. Life is like a steep hill, like this one right now that I'm driving up. Look how steep this hill is. You can barely see the top, you can barely see the light. But you have to just keep going. You have to keep grinding up that hill like an engine. Hear that engine roar. And then when you reach the top, you'll reach a plateau like this. It's kind of blinding. You also reach the light. But then you have to keep going and keep going. And on the way, you'll see a beautiful girl. But you just keep going, and the light just keeps blinding you. That's life. Until the light goes away, you start the day again.
If you did enjoy this video, please subscribe. It means so much to me. This is my most masterpiece video, so beautiful. And yeah, enjoy your day. Bye.